Hello, I'm Anthony David Hobbs, and well, my review's gone wrong again. I'm seriously going to have to learn how this technology works to stop it from happening. But okay, this is part 2 of my movie review of Warlords of Atlantis. And okay, well, the plot is fairly straightforward at first. Basically, it's about archaeologists exploring the depths of the sea. Now, how can you explore the depths of the sea with technology from 1896? Well, they use a diving bell. They go down the water. Doug McClure and his friend, the scientist called Charlie in the story, and basically they they see what looks like a mutant of a plesiosaurus or something. Then after that, get the golden statue, which is Atlantean, but they find that out later. Get that on board the ship. Then go down again, and they see a huge octopus. Yeah. Now the octopus, pretty bad special effects, but it looks realistic compared to the other monsters in the movie. Yeah. Anyway, the octopus, it's not wild. Technically speaking, no, it is domesticated. It belongs to the Atlanteans because it grabs hold of the crew from the ship, but doesn't eat them, doesn't kill them. Takes them underwater to Atlantis, to be slaves, basically, yeah. Then the diving bell goes under the underwater cave thing and ends up there. Now, when I was 7, I first saw the film, I thought that the diving bell goes in the underwater cave thing and through a portal and teleports into another world. Well, naturally, it must be an alien world. There's creatures there that don't exist on Earth. Well, good guess, but wrong. You know, I thought it was like Alice in Wonderland going down the rabbit hole into an alien world. No, that is not what happens, no. You see, a diving bell goes underwater. Now, the air inside it is trapped, so you're safe if you're inside the diving bell. Now, in the same way, this underwater cave has trapped air inside the underwater cave so that people can live inside it. But it's a really big cave, big enough to fit a whole country there, yeah. So if you understand how the diving bell works, you can understand how the underwater cave works, yes. There's a whole civilization living there. The people of Atlantis, yeah. So although it looks alien, technically we're still on planet Earth. It's just this unknown country that nobody knows about, yes. The lost civilization of Atlantis. And it's a popular idea that the Atlanteans influence the behaviour of mankind everywhere, yeah. And once they get there, okay, a bit of nitpicking here. Doug McClure starts a fight with some of the soldiers in one of the 9 cities in Atlantis. But the fight is a bit forced. It doesn't happen naturally, so it's a bit awkward, yeah. I mean, he says to his friends, we're here to learn as much as we can about the Atlantis culture, yeah, so we can learn how to leave. But before that, let's start a fight. How are you going to learn anything if you're starting a fight? That's still end up in prison. All except Charlie, yes, because of his superior brain, because he's an intellectual. The Atlanteans want to make use of him, yeah. You see, one thing that remains consistent in all the old stories about Atlantis is Atlanteans are super intelligent, yeah, and that they can influence the behaviour of mankind all over the world. Now these Atlanteans, although they look human, technically they're aliens, so they're like, well, superhumans, really intelligent, really advanced race from an alien planet. They're travelling in a spaceship, it crashed on Earth, and they ended up in this, underwater land, underwater cave, and they need to build a spaceship to return back to their home world. Why don't they just make it themselves? Well, for whatever reason, they've forgotten how. Maybe they didn't at one point, but they don't know now. So they need a human brain, or really advanced human brain, to learn how to make the technology to make a spaceship to return to their alien world. So they put this crystal helmet on Charlie's head, and it sort of enhances his ability, yeah. So he can learn how to make an alien spaceship to help them. And then Doug McClure bursts in, smashes the helmet, and says, right, you're coming with us, Wait a minute, why didn't Charlie just stay there? Because think about it for a moment. His brain is advanced enough to enable them to learn how to do the technology to make a spaceship to return to their alien world. If the Atlanteans return to their world, then they'll stop kidnapping people from the sea above. Yeah, wouldn't that be a good thing? Yes, if they left people alone. But no, Doug McClure doesn't think of that. No, he just thinks the big picture is saving my friend. Well, I don't know. They could have worked something out so that the Atlanteans would stop kidnapping people. They could have thought that through a bit better, yeah. And why doesn't all the slaves from, the city in Atlantis run away with them? Well, they explain that because they have these gill slit things behind their ears. so that when they breathe the air in Atlantis, they can't leave. If they ever leave, they will die because the air of our world will become poisonous to them. Yeah. If you're from our world, you can only survive there a few days. You have to have these things. Yeah, they're surgically done. These gill things behind their ears don't evolve naturally like they did in Waterworld. Yeah. Anyway, Doug McClure and his people, they return back to the ship through the diving bell thing. They argue about who gets to own the gold statue. Then the big octopus comes back for one last scare. Just one thing that doesn't quite make sense. The octopus wants the golden statue back, right? Because it belongs to the Atlanteans. Why did he wait till the end of the movie to take it back? Why didn't he take it back a lot sooner? But there we are. Anyway, Warlords of Atlantis, if you're a sci-fi fan, take it for what it is. If you're tolerant of bad special effects, then you can enjoy the movie. And for me, yes, it does raise some interesting issues, like, we think we know it all. We think we've explored every part of planet Earth. But that's not true. There are still some parts of Earth that have yet to be explored. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm Anthony Hobbs, and I'm never bored.